Madam President, we must ask ourselves today, how has the UN lived up to expectations?
Why Jaishankar says the United Nations is failing. The UN cannot prevent or stop wars anymore. Two major conflicts, Ukraine and West Asia, burning openly. Dozens of smaller wars don't even get headlines. United Nations call meetings, but nothing changes. As a result, global peacekeeping body that cannot keep peace. The United Nations' biggest sustainable development goals is off track. The 2030 agenda is failing on poverty, education, hunger, and healthcare. Funding is missing. Progress is slow. Accountability is zero. As a result, there are ambitious goals but disappointing delivery. According to the latest Sustainable Development Goals report, 2025 by the United Nations, with just 5 years before the 2030 deadline, global progress remains insufficient to fully achieve all 17 Sustainable Development Goals. This supports the argument that United Nations' flagship developmental project lacks urgency, accountability, and effectiveness. Climate action has turned into creative accounting. Countries promise the same targets every year, no real action. Actual emission cuts, they are rare. Climate justice, even rarer. As a result, the United Nations talk climate. The planet still heats up. The UN also failed during COVID. Rich nations hoarded vaccines and travel rights. Poor nations were abandoned. No global coordination, no fairness, no accountability. World's worst crisis handled like a school group project gone wrong. Terrorism is treated like politics, not a global threat. Nations that sponsor terror openly call it policy. Terror hubs operate at industrial scale. UN still struggles to sanction known terrorists or hold nations accountable. Terror networks grow, condemnation stays stuck in drafts. The United Nations Security Council is frozen in 1945. Same 5 permanent members for 80 years. No representation of Africa. No seat for India despite being 1/6 of humanity.